Good evening, folks. This is Deb and Dave, and this is your short take. We're going to call this one Donald Trump and the Documents. There is absolutely no equivalence whatsoever between what he did and Hillary Clinton, Joe Biden, and Mike Pence. And I don't even like Mike Pence. Here's Dave.
So you're going to hear different pundits, different GOP people decry that it's unfair treatment, that, why is Donald Trump being indicted and these other people were not. It's something called willful intent. That's the bottom line on all of this. There's something from Alan Dershowitz is saying the DOJ is opening a Pandora's box because this wasn't even as bad as Watergate, which it absolutely is.
It's worse than Watergate.
It's much worse than Watergate.
Alan Dershowitz, by the way, is, virtually a right-wing acolyte now. Okay, he is no longer an attorney, right. In my opinion. He's not a legal anymore.
Right.
He is just totally a right-wing acolyte. He's an attorney and he should know better. That's all I'm going to say. All right. He's a fucking attorney and he knows what this is.
There are people out there, a lot of the House reps, McCarthy, MTG, all the, Jim Jordan. Oh, there's a double standard.
Ron Johnson in the
Ron
Senate.
Johnson, Ronnie Jackson. There is a reason why there are suggestions to sell but her emails baseball caps. And that's a suggestion by Hillary Clinton. I understand she's being a little flip, but in all honesty, she deserves to be a little flip and have a little sass in this, because she was crucified for this, and they showed no willful intent. Maybe it was a little careless, but it's very difficult to show that with electronic. Now, with Biden and with Mike Pence, there were a couple of documents here or there, nowhere near what Trump is talked about, taken. And when they were asked to return these documents, they did. Or they actually, when they found them, they immediately contacted, or their staff contacted, the National Archives, and it was taken care of. And by the way, the Joe Biden documents, that's still being investigated. And he's not saying anything. We'll get into the whole business of what kind of documents they were with Trump and all of that. But what I will say is that some of these documents talk about the military strengths and weaknesses of the United States and other countries. Those are the most sensitive documents that you could possibly have, and could possibly cause harm to the United States. And
some of
even
nuclear capabilities.
And nuclear capabilities.
There's another little point here. It's not just willful intent. It is obstruction of justice. There's ample evidence that he moved boxes around, did not tell the truth when he said he returned all the documents, stored them, took them to Bedminster with him, showed Kid Rock classified Kid Rock. Do you understand can you wrap your head around that? Showed Kid Rock and reporters classified documents, and said to them, as he was waving them in his face, don't look at these because they're classified. Then he says he declassified everything. He lied on top of everything else. He gave false information. He didn't declassify a goddamn thing, and he was very much knowing what it took to declassify stuff. There are people in his administration that have said he knew full well what it took to declassify documents, and it wasn't just thinking about it either. Okay? This guy is beyond the pale on almost every level.
So in this show, and in the long show, actually, I have this as a source. There's a Washington Post article from very recent, June 11th, 2023, Devlin Barrett. They mention a former prosecutor, name of Robert Mintz, and this person says this is not a case of what documents were taken. It's about what former President Trump did after the government sought to retrieve the documents. If he would have just given them back, he would not be charged at the moment, even given the sensitivity of the documents. And in all honesty, I believe that he was given more leeway than he should have been. And even for Trump's former Attorney General Barr says that if any of this stuff is true in the indictment that Jack Smith did, and by the way, Jack Smith did a phenomenal job with his staff crafting this indictment. It's incredibly detailed. Bill Barr says if Trump's toast on this, he's done. And on top of that, just to cap this off, Donald Trump, while he was in office, increased the punishment for mishandling of documents from 1 year to 5 years.
Per document.
So per document, he gave himself more. He has actually trapped himself because he was trying to punish Hillary Clinton. And the FBI determined there wasn't enough evidence to show willful intent for Hillary Clinton.
By the way, I'm just going to say this because this has been stated, and it's a matter of fact. She had no classified information in her emails. It was her emails. Right. They were not documents. Right. They were emails. Okay? Emails. She took her email server and put it on her phone. She didn't have any classified information in that has already been stated by just about everybody that has investigated her.
Right.
So I don't want to hear it.
Right. Same thing. Listen, Joe Biden, he's currently under investigation. People don't mention that. The investigation is happening now. But there is nothing pointing to willful intent or negligence in terms of what he did,
the documents were
based on what they could prove.
They were left from when he was vice president.
Right.
When they found them,
they returned
them over to the DOJ, actually.
Right.
And by the way, when they wanted to search, he opened the doors wide. He didn't stall. He didn't move anything. They did it. Same with Pence.
Those people in the staff, they are trained to notice the coding on documents. They saw the document. Whoa. They immediately contacted the appropriate authorities, and those appropriate authorities took care of it.
All you need to know about Donald Trump is what he said to Bob Woodward. Everything's mine, Bob. And that's the way Donald Trump thinks. But that isn't the way it is. If Donald Trump is allowed to skate on this, then it's open season on democracy for everybody.
There will be no more secrets ever. And many, many people will be, if you remember the Valerie Plame situation.
Yep.
Many people are going to be put at risk and die.
Yep.
It is Jack Smith's duty and responsibility to protect the United States from all enemies, foreign and domestic, by the way. This is not just about foreign enemies. Remember, he hasn't been indicted on January 6th yet. We already had some people from the Proud Boys convicted. Who knows if he showed that to anyone that could potentially be a threat. We know that he showed it to people who were not authorized to see.
Did he show them to Nick Fuentes and Ye when they were at Mar-a-Lago?
Right.
Who knows? He showed it to Kid Rock. What the fuck? I mean, seriously.
Right.
To me, it's just, I never thought I could be even more stunned by something that this guy did. But I read the entire indictment, and I can't believe what he did. I really just can't.
Right.
It's amazing. All right, we'll be back with the big show.